It's time for LMIW! If the audio quality seems a little shit, I can explain. For the past few months I've noticed that my audio quality has dipped a little bit, and I thought that was just like, you know, the mic quality dipping slightly. Turns out no. This thing here is actually just fully broken. So for the past few months I've been using no microphone and I thought I was using one, so I apologise for the shit audio quality. I will be investing in a new mic very soon. Also, I'm very sorry that this video is delayed. I did not expect my phone to be destroyed in the manner that it was. Right, we've got the old phone here. It's in the past, we don't need to talk about that anymore. We've got the broken mic, equally in the past. Also, a round of applause to channel man in the chair, RC7, Reese. You know, he's come a long way. To begin with, he didn't want anything to do with the channel in terms of appearance. Now he's got his own TikTok show. He's got the One Word with Reese, which has been doing much better than I expected it to. And on top of that, he is the reason that I'm currently able to film this at all, because my phone, my other phone, my actual phone, wouldn't actually film shit. So because of Reese, we now have a new phone here capable of filming YouTube videos. But with that out of the way, hello viewers, welcome back to Media 13. My name is Jordan, and it's time for everyone's favourite monthly letterboxd logged show. It's last month I watched. I'm feeling good about this one. I'm hoping I can put a lot of good energy into this to make up for the fact that it is like, what day is it today? We're at least 6 days late. So for those of you that don't remember, this was the month of October, meaning that we did have mostly horror films. I'm not doing any themed stuff here because I don't really see the point. The Batman was at Halloween. That was set at Halloween, so we'll go with that one. Starting off on the 4th of October, I watched a film from Shudder called Who Invited Them. Now, it's become a tradition every October for me to renew the Shudder subscription, and this month was no exception, and that's exactly what I did. Who Invited Them is actually a pretty fun movie. I enjoyed it. It's got an actor from 13 Reasons Why, that incredibly good TV show from Netflix. I know what you're thinking. That doesn't exactly give me confidence. Normally I would agree with that, however, this film is actually pretty fun. In fact, I'd say that his performance is probably the best part of the movie. So if at any time in the near future you end up signing up for Shudder, you should give that one a go. It's a Media 13 recommendation and the first one of this month. Certainly wouldn't say I regret watching it, I rather enjoyed it and I gave it a 3.5 stars. Also on the 4th, I watched a second film from Shudder, that's 2 in the same day, whoa. This one's called You Might Be the Killer, and this one wasn't as good. I do think it had potential. I think the idea that it goes for, it's pretty promising. It goes for this self-aware angle, and I think this could have worked. With a little bit of tweaking, this could have worked wonders. I just think it falls a little bit too flat. It's a little too cheesy at times, and I think that's really what holds it back more than anything else. Saying that, however, it's still not necessarily a bad film, and I gave this one a 3-star. On the 5th, I watched Becky, which is a horror film or a psychological thriller film starring Kevin James, the man notoriously known for being Adam Sandler's best friend in pretty much any Adam Sandler movie nowadays. And this movie was fun. I saw it for a while and I wanted to see it and I completely forgot about it when it first came out. It came out in 2020. But then I saw it on Shudder, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna watch this because it was on my watch list for a while before I cleared that thing out. And it's fine, I gave it a 3-star again. I feel like the best way to summarise the plot of this movie without spoilers is saying this is probably an alternate timeline where we find out what Kevin James did when he found out Grown Ups 3 wasn't happening. Now ladies and gentlemen, on the 7th, we watched cinema. The irony of that being, this wasn't a film. This wasn't any old film or TV show. This was a special presentation. A Marvel special presentation. A werewolf special presentation because it's Halloween. Werewolf by Night, I've spoke about it on the channel already. You don't need me to summarise it here. I thought it fucked so hard. I absolutely loved it. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing? Fix that now, please. I don't think it's any surprise that I gave this one a 5-star. It currently does top my MCU Phase 4 rating. Is Black Panther Wakanda Forever going to overtake that? Let's find. We don't know this. We don't know. On the 8th, I watched a film called Deadstream, yet another film from Shudder. I thought this one was alright. I thought it was one of those online found footage live stream movies that tackles it better than most. Would certainly say that I enjoyed it, and I gave it a 3.5 stars. I do think this one's worth your time. Likewise, also on the 8th, I watched a film called Sissy, which was another film from Shudder, so I was really getting my money worth this month. Sissy wasn't as good in terms of quality. I gave it a 3.5 star as well. I think it's worth watching. I think it was enjoyable, but I also gave that one a 3.5 stars. On the 9th, I watched a found footage documentary because this was after I released the introduction to found footage, and I realised that Shudder basically did a much better version of that on their streaming platform. But then again, I gave my video a 5-star, and I gave their documentary a 3-star. So if that doesn't tell you anything, I don't know what will. Also on the 9th, I watched The Woman in Black, that 2012 Harry Potter sequel. I enjoyed this. It's one of the earliest horror films I saw. Still to this day, it has some of my favourite jump scares in film because while they might be conventional, they're the first ever times that I was genuinely scared shitless. And so for that, it's always going to have a special place in my heart. I think Daniel Radcliffe gives a memorable performance as the character of Arthur Kipps, and I gave it a 3.5 star. I think it's actually really decent. We followed that up also on the 9th, however, with The Woman in Black 2, Angel of Death. And fun fact about this movie, I didn't realise it existed until I realised that I owned it. The Woman in Black 2, it's a movie, it exists, it happened, I watched it. That's probably the most praise I can give this movie, is that it is indeed. It's certainly the movie. I gave it a 2-star. I can't remember anything about it already. It's shamefully forgetful, and it's kind of disappointing because of how, much I actually enjoy the first film. Moving on to the 11th, I started the I Spit on Your Grave franchise, and boy oh boy was this a mistake. This one's not bad. This is the original movie from 1978, and it's fine. I mean, I don't understand how this became a classic. I feel like it was deemed a classic by some very disturbed people, but who am I to judge? I gave it a 3-star. It's watchable at the very least. On the 12th, I watched Cinema again. Werewolf by Night, I watched it again, and I loved it again. I gave it 5 stars again. Also on the 12th, fuck me. Also on the 12th, I watched the 2010 remake of I Spit on Your Grave, cleverly titled I Spit on Your Grave. This one has some interesting kills. It's pretty much the exact same idea though, and I gave it a 2-star. I thought it was pretty bad. And I also realised with a quick plot run through of each of the following films that every single one of these films is genuinely pretty much exactly the same. So I decided to do the responsible thing here for my own sanity and just not watch them anymore. This is where I stopped with this franchise. I probably won't ever go back to it. On the 13th, I went to the cinema to watch Smile. I thought it was fine. I thought it was very overrated. I feel like the marketing is probably the best part about it and the only reason why it even got any sort of audience in the first place, because apart from that, it's a perfectly serviceable horror movie with some very bland jump scares, some very bland plot, and I gave it 2.5 stars. On the 16th, I watched #Alive, which was a film that I watched to prove to my friend that I don't just take film recommendations from women. And I'm pleased to say, I enjoyed it, so fuck you, Nathan. #Alive is a good film. I feel like it goes kind of off the rails in places. I didn't enjoy every aspect of it, but it's a very relatively enjoyable movie. And I gave it 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it. I've said that a few times now. On the 17th, I watched Halloween. I feel like it's a staple that you have to watch this film at some point during the month of October. So that's what I did. On the 17th, I watched Halloween. There's not much that I can say. I made a video on it. Go and watch it. It was like 2 years ago now, but still, I feel like it's still pretty good. I gave it 5 star. I feel like that's obvious. And then we followed it up on the 17th again with Halloween 2018, which again, I think is a solid movie. I think it's one of the better sequels that this franchise has had. Not the best though. And I gave it 4.5. On the 18th, I watched Halloween Kills, which has grown on me a lot since I last watched it. I was starting to feel like it was a very below average horror movie. Now I'm at peace with it. Now I feel like it's fine. It's a very dumb slasher movie. It has my favourite representation of Michael Myers because he's just a fucking animal. And also on the 18th, we finished off the Halloween franchise with Halloween Ends. And people, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. I still love this movie. I still think it's a great movie. If you disagree, I'm sorry, but I'm glad you dislike it. I'm really glad that you were able to find some sort of inner turmoil that keeps you from liking something. With Halloween out of the way, on the 19th, I then watched Frankenstein, which is a movie from a very long time ago, 1931 to be exact. And it's decent. I enjoy these classic monster movies. I need to actually get around to finishing the entire set of them because I do have them all. I gave it 3.5 stars. There's really not much that I can say about it because, you know, it's been out for a little while now. On the 21st, I watched VHS, very dull horror movie. I feel like I've touched on it briefly on the channel before. I gave it 2.5 stars. It is really nothing memorable. Let's just move on. On the 22nd, I watched The Loved Ones, which is a movie that I thought was recommended to me by the same friend that recommended #Alive, but no. He just said he thought the trailer looked cool, and I've misunderstood. Not that good. It was very forgetful. It felt very cheap. On the 23rd, I watched Hell House LLC. I'm not sure how important the LLC is to that title, but we're gonna go with it anyway. It's a 3-star. It's a decent found footage movie. I went on a bit of a found footage kick over the next few days, as you're gonna find out. This is one of the better ones that I did end up watching, but again, it's still nothing special. But am I glad I watched it? I mean, sure, nothing against it. I'm going to speed run the next few films because they are pretty much like for like the same movie over and over again. On the 23rd, I watched VHS 2. I thought this was pretty much exactly like the original in every single way except slightly improved. I did like the shorts a little bit more here, and I gave this one a 2.5 star. Also on the 23rd, I watched VHS Viral, which I thought was an awful movie, a really bad horror movie. I gave this one a 1.5 stars. On the 24th, I watched VHS 94, which somehow actually improved and became one of the best films in this series so far, and I gave it a 3 star. We finished the VHS franchise off also on the 24th with VHS 99. That's the one. Came out just this year, and people, I'm afraid to say it, I think this franchise has peaked. I know they're going to end up making more, but I don't see how this franchise possibly gets better with any sort of improvement. I just think, they've done all they can do. They've made the best shorts that they can, because I feel like from this point on it is just going to feel really repetitive. But this is the only one of these films where I have just enjoyed pretty much every short. I think there was one that I had an issue with. I don't care enough to remember it. But yeah, I gave that one a 3 star as well. On the 24th, I went to the cinema to see Black Adam. It's a good superhero movie. I was gonna try and make some sort of joke. I can't think of any. It's a good movie, people. It's enjoyable. It's dumb fun. I don't know what more you want from a superhero movie. I feel like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is probably one of the worst parts of the movie though. Normally he is very charismatic and just an action blockbuster movie. I didn't feel that at all here. I felt he was very lackluster. On the 27th, I watched a film called The Retaliators. Let's just get right off the bat. This film is fucking psychotic. It takes so many left turns that I started going in circles. There are so many wacky camera movements. It's just absurd. From start to finish, this movie is just insane. And what the worst part is, or the best part is, depending on how you want to look at it, I think I'm in love. I don't know what it was. I fucking loved this movie. I will be honest, the first half of it, I wasn't overly gripped. But that second half, fucking hell. I gave it 3 stars though. I enjoyed it. Also on the 27th, I watched Barbarian, which was a very hyped horror movie from this year. I am pleased to say it delivers on the hype. I am going to say absolutely nothing here because I don't want to give anything away. Even if you've got no intention of watching it, I hope that by me saying that it's a 4 star, it's a very good horror movie, you'll be intrigued to at least check it out or look up the plot from someone else, because I'm not willing to be the one that spoils this shit. On Halloween, we reached it October 31st. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I watched Halloween again. Halloween on Halloween checks out for me. I gave it a 5 star, but what I did differently this time was I paired it up with my favourite Halloween sequel, Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2. I fucking love this sequel. For me, it is the best Halloween sequel, easily. And I gave this one a 4.5 stars. It could honestly be a 5, but I don't feel right putting it on the same level as that original movie. But anyway, that has been it for Last Month I Watched, the November edition. This is the October edition. We're uploading it in November. Saying that, what have you been watching this month? Feel free to get down in the comments and let me know. Also, feel free to let me know if there's anything that I said in this video that shocked you, whether it be a film opinion or something that I did watch or didn't watch, I don't know. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like Last Month I Watched or other film essays that are coming in the future, you can hit the like button. It lets you know I'm doing something right and that you want to see more. And if you want to keep up with it and make sure you don't miss a single video as they come out, you can also hit the subscribe button. And if you've got any concerns that you're not happy with what you're seeing, I'll give you a receipt so you can refund it at any time. It's completely free. That being said, my name has been Jordan. Hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I'll see you all in the next one.